All right.
Yeah, hold up. Let me lock in, bro.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Proper MMA. This weekend we got UFC 313, and we're going to be giving our predictions. Yeah, today we're joined by our friend and training partner, Mike Daye. He's here to basically give his thoughts and predictions as well. We're going to try to do something like this a bit more often, where we bring people in from like our gym, like friends and stuff like that, to join us in the videos. First fight of the night, we got Bobby Green versus Mauricio Ruffy. And I think this is kind of a fight for Ruffy to kind of get his name a little bit more out there, for him to fight like a seasoned veteran of the UFC. Because we got Bobby, he's fought pretty much everyone in the lightweight division.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think he's kind of at the end of his career, so I think this is kind of a layup fight for Ruffy for sure.
Yeah, I think this fight is like to kind of put Bobby in the coffin, or just put a nail in the coffin. You know what I mean? Because I was watching some of Ruffy's highlights and his fights, and bro's like on a tear, and he's also a part of like the fighting nerds. So I feel like he's gonna just obliterate Bobby Green. You know, like he's quicker than him, he's like way more accurate, and he's really explosive, and he also has like that Conor McGregor MVP like types fighting style.
Yeah, like karate.
Yeah, so I feel like he's gonna like just outclass him in every way.
Oh yeah, that's probably what I think too. Ruffy, that's how you say it. His last name.
Yeah.
Just Bobby Green. Obviously, he's a veteran, and it's just I just seen his last fight with Patty. He's just old. I mean, he's so good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But just watching the highlights from Ruffy, like you said, you know, he's a good striker too, and the fact that he's Brazilian, you know, probably has good, you know, grappling too.
Yeah.
Just because he say he's a striker. And knowing Bobby Green, like I said, you see what Patty is. If he gets on the ground, it's over.
Yeah.
And the fact that Ruffy also matches with his striking as well, great striking, that just I don't see Bobby Green winning it at all. Maybe if he gets a lucky punch, I can see Bobby Green maybe, you know, blitzing in there, probably getting a lucky, you know, knockout.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think if it goes all three rounds, or if Ruffy knocks it out, I'd say probably Ruffy win this one.
Yeah. And another thing to mention too is Bobby Green's chin. I think it might be a little withered at this point.
Yeah,
if you
bro.
remember the Jalen Turner fight when the ref just kept letting him get away.
Yeah, bro.
I think that, like, you know, he's had a few fights like that where he's kind of just been knocked out cold.
Yeah.
So I think his chin is going to be a little bit more withered than like Ruffy. So I think if Ruffy just connects on him, he can put him out. And then the next fight of the night, we got two Brazilians fighting. We got Amanda Lemos fighting Isriel Lucindo.
I think with this fight, from watching the highlights, I think Amanda has an advantage just from, you know, her speed, you know, seeing her kicks are good, fast, powerful. But the one thing that I saw was she leaves herself open a lot. If you see, you know, in her highlight fights, she wins them. You know, she gets a knockout, but you see, like, she gets caught a lot. And I don't know too much about Isman. I haven't seen too much of her. But I think, you know, she can probably catch, if she catches Amanda lacking, then I can see her probably, you know, winning. And like I said, they're both Brazilians. They probably both are good in grappling on the ground.
Yeah.
So I see this probably just being a standing, you know, stand and bang fight.
Yeah.
And I probably see Amanda knocking her out. Because like I said, Amanda's fast, powerful. And she's just very, like, spunky. If you see, like, she'll go for, like, flying knees, head kicks. It's so fast.
Yeah.
But then, like I said, that just also leaves her open a lot. And I think if, you know, Isman just, you know, gets inside, catches her lacking, maybe, you know, gets her on the ground, I can see it going for her way.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah, I did notice that too. Like Lemos, she tends to like overthrow. Like if she throws a punch or like overreach or something. So I could see her definitely getting countered off of that. I see Amanda having more success on the feet. And I can probably see her knocking her out within like the first 2 rounds or so. If like you said, she doesn't get caught or like get too sloppy out there.
I don't know. I think it's gonna be the opposite. Like, yeah, they're gonna be on their feet, but I feel like it's gonna be a ton of scrambles, you know, and then going back on the feet and then going back into scrambles on the floor. I feel like Amanda's gonna win this because of how, like, yeah, like she is more seasoned, and she's been. I think she fought Whaley.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I'm pretty sure after that, like, you know, when you lose a fight, you go back into like the camp.
Yeah.
And like you really like sharpen whatever like tools that you're lacking in the fight.
And let alone fighting the champion, you know, who's
Yeah.
like a dominant champion at that.
Yeah, honestly, I think I might see this ending in a submission. Because, like you said, I feel like there's going to be a lot of times where, you know, one will get knocked down, or there'll just be a lot of scrambles, like you said. You'll be on the feet, scramble, and get back up. And I feel like probably during one of the, you know, one of those scramble transitions, with one of them probably getting knocked down or something, I definitely see one of them probably sneaking a submission in there.
Yeah.
And
And
finishing like that.
And that was something I noticed with like Amanda. She has pretty sneaky submissions. I saw she got like a weird ninja choke against one of her opponents, and it was pretty random submissions. So like she has that like ability for sure to just sneak them in there.
Like I said, these girls are both Brazilians. You know, I know they know all those different types of chokes from, you know, jiu-jitsu. So I can definitely see, you know, if Amanda or Usman knocks, you know, one of them down, one of them gets knocked out, I can see one of them, you know, jumping on them trying to get a choke or, you know, trying to just smother on the ground.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they both realize, or at least I think Usman realizes that Amanda's a good striker.
Yeah.
So I think what might happen is she's going to try to get her on the ground. You know, like I said, try to stun her, get her to the ground, take her down, and just work from there.
Yeah.
Because I can see if Usman can just control her the whole time, keep her on the ground, I think she could win. But if it's on the feet, I think Amanda probably got it in the bag.
Yeah.
The feature fight of the night, we got Jalen Turner taking on Ignacio Bahamondes. This is like one of those fights where both strikers are longer, rangier guys. They're used to fighting shorter opponents. They both got real good striking. And I think it's going to kind of boil down to like who wants it more. And we've kind of seen from Jalen Turner in the past, like he'll tend to wilt or give up when the fight's not going his way.
Yeah.
Like when he fought even Dan Hooker or Moicano, like he was winning those fights at first, but like as soon as it goes on, it keeps going on. I don't know if it's because he's too big for the weight class or what it is, but he always seems to like start giving up towards the end of it.
Yeah.
So I kind of see this fight playing out like they're even on the feet at first, but like as the fight progresses, like Bahamondes picks up like the volume, start putting more pressure on him, and I can see him like outlanding Jalen Turner and like either getting a late round finish or unanimous decision from the judges.
Yeah, I like just from watching like Ignacio's fights and stuff. Like he does pick up the pace and he doesn't slow down, and he's super like he's really good with his kicks, and he mixes it up from roundhouse to head kicks and like spinning like wheel kicks, you know. And Jalen Turner has the same thing in his arsenal, but like you said, I feel like he's gonna get like outstriked and probably like, you know, put his guard down and not want to like fight, you know what I mean? And then, you know, Ignacio, he has a lot to prove, right? And he obviously wants to make his way up to like the rankings. And I feel like Jalen Turner, I feel like it's a good step, you know. He's like ranked 13, but it's a good step to like get his feet, you know, a little soaked into the division and like move his way up. But I got Ignacio on this one.
No, I'll probably say I think Baja will win this one because they're both equally matched. They're both used to fighting smaller opponents.
Yeah.
And so I definitely think it might be a slower paced match since
they're very similar.
Yeah, they're very similar. But I think the reason why Baja's going to win is I haven't seen too much of Turner. Like you said, if he quits, you know, at the end of those fights, and what else with Baja is, like I said, he's fast, and he when it looks like he just works the body. You know, you see his fight, he's not just, you know, going for head kicks. You know, he's going for head kicks, sliver kicks, leg kicks. He's breaking the body down. And like you said, you know, those highlights, you know, just after enough time breaking it down, they just fall. And I can definitely see, since this is it's a 3-round fight, right?
Yeah, 3 rounds.
I can definitely see, you know, just Baja just putting that pressure on Turner. And like I said, if Turner has that, you know, tendency just to kind of give up at the end of like the fight, I can definitely just see just Baja just blasting him with leg kicks, body kicks, and not forget he's also not just his kicks, his striking is good.
Mm-hmm.
And you see in his highlights, when he knocks people down, he goes for submissions too. So I can definitely see him knocking him down and trying to go for like a Darce choke guillotine.
Yeah.
But if it's not, I can just see him keeping his distance and breaking Turner down. If not, finish him in the last round, but just by winning by decision.
Yeah. I feel like he's on TKO him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's also a huge difference between the two. Is like you've seen Jalen Turner drop people, and he kind of just looks at them and doesn't jump on it or anything.
Yeah.
And he expects the ref to kind of step in and just like
he wants that flashy kind of knockout.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas Bahamondes, like he's willing to get in there and like finish you off on the floor, like whether it's best submission or ground and pound. Like he has like more of a finishing.
He wants to finish.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I got him winning too. Like I said, by a late round stoppage or like decision for sure.
Bro, I think he's on TKO him like probably the second round, bro. And like. Like I didn't realize how similar they were.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought one was shorter than the other, but they're both tall and lanky.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like since I feel like it's gonna be a really fast paced fight.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna be like, oh no, like I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be a faster paced fight.
But that's why I also think it might be a slower paced fight.
Yeah.
Is they're used to people because from experience going with shorter people.
Yeah,
you're not the one that has to go in.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones. So every time they fought someone, they're always at that advantage because they're not going to get hit because their reach is so much bigger than the others. Is they can keep their range and hit and not have to worry.
Yeah.
But with this fight, since such similar, is they can't probably do a lot of stuff that they do to the shorter guys. Because like I say, Baja, he might have to watch out since Turner has a longer reach now, same size.
Yeah.
And same thing with Turner. He has to watch out for Baja since he's the same size.
Yeah, that is true.
And like I said, I think at first it will be slow. Cause this is the first time going with someone like this.
Yeah.
So I definitely see it. Probably first round, maybe half of the second, maybe more just technical slow. And I can definitely see just Baja picking it up at the end. Once he gets that feel,
he feels him,
then I'll see him probably turning it up, and then that's when he probably get like a TKO.
Yeah.
I can see him with the liver. Honestly, I feel like he'll probably get him with the liver kick.
Yeah, that's fair.
Since he's taller, since Turner's taller, it's more just more area to hit.
Yeah.
And I can just definitely see just with the power, speed, and just aggressiveness of Baja, just him be able to finish like that.
Yeah. All right, and then the co-main of the night, we got Justin Gaethje fighting Raphael Fiziev for the second time on short notice. And man, I'm honestly kind of worried for Justin Gaethje. At first, I was riding the wave. I was like, oh, Gaethje's gonna destroy this guy because he was gonna fight Hooker. He's been prepared. But then I found out last minute, I guess Gaethje was asking for the fight to be pushed down to a 3-round fight, and that kind of tells me he wasn't ready to go a full 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Probably kind of feeling nerves. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And then coming off of his loss to Max Holloway, as brutal as that was, I don't know if he took way too much damage in that fight.
Yeah.
Or if he's gonna feel as confident, I don't know if he's gonna be a little gun shy because he's dang, I can get shut out at any moment. So that's honestly making me a little nervous. Plus, when they fought the first time, Fiziev gave him a huge run for his money.
Yeah, especially the first 2 rounds.
First 2 rounds were insane. That pace was crazy.
Yeah.
And this is Fiziev's first fight coming back from an ACL tear, so we'll see how he does coming back from an injury.
Yeah.
If he's back stronger, if he's better. So it's we have a lot of questions to be answered, but I feel if Gaethje can't get his rhythm going within the first round or so, I can see Raphael Fiziev kind of picking him apart with switch kicks and more just all kinds of different techniques on the ground, on the feet.
Yeah.
Maybe making Gaethje a little desperate to shoot or something.
Yeah.
But I see Raphael Fiziev kind of just picking him apart with volume and winning by probably either TKO or decision.
Thinking about it, I feel Justin probably said 3 rounds for Fiziev's sake since he has come in on short notice. But then it can also be you know, either one, like maybe Justin, you know, doesn't want to do 5 rounds, or I don't know. I don't think Justin's gonna come into it afraid to like go blow for blow again and get knocked out potentially, because he always says like, yo, like when I go in there, I'm ready to die. Like I'm ready to die, and like whatever happens happens. And so I feel like he ain't gonna let it off like that, off of his hands and stuff. I feel like he's gonna come in with the same energy. Who knows how his chin's gonna hold up, you know? And so I feel like Raphael is gonna win, you know?
Yeah.
And I think maybe his cardio will be better this time, you know, because that was one of his downfalls from the fight before.
Personally, I love Justin, but you know, just like you said, last fights with Justin, and it's not just Justin lost; he got brutally knocked out.
Yeah,
And you know, getting knocked out like that puts some, you know, toll on your body.
Yeah.
And that's just his last fight. You know, he has his other fights, and like you said, it's just the end of his road. His old, and I say the dude's last name, Fiziev.
Fiziev,
yeah,
Fiziev. You said he's coming off of what injury?
ACL.
So I feel like Fiziev's at more of an advantage because he's not coming off of a big loss like that, and plus he had all that time to heal up.
Yeah.
And you know, which just like experience for me, just like last night, it's you push yourself when you're healing yourself up, especially with like ACL tear. It's I just know he's pushing himself way more than I know Justin is pushing himself, because it's not just he's coming off a loss, it's he's coming off of a loss and an injury. And like I said, the rehabilitation of the injury, I can just see him, you know, taking his time rebuilding, but also making himself better, to where I just see probably him outstriking Gaethje. And I just feel like in this fight, if Fiziev goes in there, not too aggressive, but aggressive, because this is just a 3-round fight now, I think they're probably going to be aggressive. And I think Fiziev probably, like you said, worked on his gas tank a lot. And I can see him, you know, coming in, because even though he was injured, he's ready to fight. Yeah. You know, he's been waiting to fight. Like me yesterday, I've been waiting so long to come to jiu-jitsu. It's a different type of mentality. It's hard to explain until you actually feel it yourself.
Yeah.
But you get this different type of hunger to go out there. And I can think that if Fiziev's go out there with that type of hunger, he goes out there and plays smart.
Yeah.
And like I said, just get Gaethje, you know, him being a big veteran, you know, he's just he had his time. And just with all these veterans, like, you know, Tony, for example, you know, that's why I've kind of seen where Justin is kind of going down. You know, he's old, like, of course everybody loves him, he's still a good fighter, but it's just compared to, you know, just other fighters, and then these new fighters come in, and it's just there's no competition, you know. And I just don't see if he doesn't win this fight, I see him probably retiring.
But and it's not a bad fight to retire from either.
No, it's not. But I think Gaethje, I feel like he's gonna gas out.
Oh yeah.
But I guess it's just kind of hard. It's hard because it went from a 5-round fight to now a 3-round fight.
Yeah.
So my thoughts was, you know, 5-round fight, they're going to be more, you know, technical, slow it down. But now since it's a 3-round fight, they're probably going to want to bang out. You know what I mean? And this is not the first time they fought either.
Yeah.
So Fiziev is also looking for that gig back.
Yeah. That's true.
Fiziev has, you know, more going for him than Justin.
Yeah.
And like I said, Justin, he has nothing to lose. You know, he wins, great. If he loses, you know, that's okay. You know, he's an old fighter, people still respect him. But I definitely see in this probably I probably see this going to a decision, honestly.
Yeah.
Probably just Fiziev being more dominant.
Yeah.
Probably more on the standing. I don't see him going on the ground, to be honest.
I don't think so.
So I think it's definitely, I think, going to be close.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I just feel like just Gaethje's just going to be just a little bit under.
Yeah.
And that since Fiziev, he's coming in from, being injured, already losing to Gaethje.
Yeah.
And like I said, just not coming off a brutal knockout like Gaethje.
Yeah.
Just I just see him being a little more advantage.
Yeah. And then also to consider, like, Gaethje, this whole time he was basically preparing for Dan Hooker, who's a longer, rangier, like, striker.
Yeah.
Going against, like, a little bit of a shorter,
more kind of stocky guy. Yeah. Like you see the picture. The dude's more, like I said, probably stocky built.
Yeah.
Compared to Justin, who's probably a little more skinnier, lengthier.
Mm-hmm.
And I can definitely see Fiziev bringing in the pressure.
Yeah. In the main event, we got Alex Pereira defending his light heavyweight title against Magomed Ankalaev. And what's kind of been a long anticipated fight. Like, a bunch of people have been arguing for Magomed to, get the title, get his title shot before a lot of people Pereira has fought, like Khalil Roundtree or Yuri Prohaska the second time. Like, everyone was arguing it should have been Magomed. And with that being said, like, as long awaited as it is, I hope it was all for nothing and Alex Pereira still ends up beating him. I hope he just let him on that whole time and he still ends up beating him.
Yeah.
But I do think this will be Alex Pereira's biggest test in the UFC in general, not just in either weight class. I think in general, because this guy, he has the striking, he has the ground game. He's good all around, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things where he's gonna test Pereira in every aspect, really. He's gonna really prove if Pereira is like a true champion,
Yeah.
Because it'll be well, can Pereira stand? Can he stand with this guy on the feet? Can he be with him on the floor? And me personally, I think Pereira can hang with him. I think he can outlast him. I think, especially with the leg kicks and stuff, I think he'll show Magomed that there's levels to this. And I think that's where a lot of the success will come from, because you saw Magomed get torn apart by Jan Blachowicz with leg kicks, and every time he landed him, he would buckle him. He had to resort to the wrestling in the last few rounds. And I think it's going to be very similar here. In the first few rounds, we're going to see Pereira open up with more striking, more volume. We're going to see Ankalaev kind of try to hang with him, but as the fight goes on, he gets more desperate. He's going to shoot more takedowns, try to get more ground and pound on Pereira.
Yeah.
And if Pereira doesn't knock him out, I think within the first 2 rounds, I can see it going to decision. Because I don't think Magomed's going to risk that later on, especially. I think he's just going to smother him, try to lay and pray.
Yeah.
And because I've never seen him go for any submissions or anything like that, so I can see him just trying to go for ground and pound. And I still got Alex Pereira winning this. I still got him knocking him out. And I'm hoping he's a long-reigning champion.
Yeah, I think he's gonna submit him, bro. He's a black belt. Yeah, bro, same. I want Alex to win, just to add to his legacy, right? And I don't know, but I do think he is gonna win, because earlier, Michael mentioned, it's really hard to cut the distance with a really good striker.
Yeah.
And not just that, you also have to consider if Magomed, if he tries to go for takedowns, he's just gonna have a hard time cutting down the distance, and Alex is gonna take advantage of the leg kicks and all that and the teeps to keep that distance. I feel over time Magomed is gonna not want to deal with it, and he's gonna rely on shooting, but he's not gonna be able to shoot and all that. But yeah, I hope Alex wins on this. And then he ends up fighting John Jones. He knocks out John Jones. That's my take.
Personally, I think the biggest thing in this fight is definitely Magomed is wrestling. Because I said, Alex, he's never really went against a wrestler.
Yeah.
It's mostly strikers. No one really tried to take him down. And I guess this is really the first fight to where it's a little more wrestler, a wrestler dominant fighter. But the thing with, you were saying, is Alex, he's so good with keeping range. And the fact is, his punches are so powerful. Even those close, when you guys are close in the range, those little hooks and punches, those jabs, his are so powerful. Those are so powerful. I can see him just keeping the distance, and this is light heavyweight. You know, this is not like, you know, lightweight. So like, you know, the wrestling is way more different. It's slower, you know, more a little heavier. And like you said, with Knuckleman's, with him just you know, always exposed to those leg kicks. What I can see happening is, at first, I can see him trying to go for some takedowns. But the thing is, if he gets him down, he wins. The only ever time I saw Pereira grapple was first Izzy fight.
Yeah.
And honestly, I could barely even watch that. It was really bad. The grappling.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's been years, so it might have gotten better. But I can definitely confidently say that Magomed grappling is way better than Alex is.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't see him getting him to the ground with just how powerful, just and technical Alex Pereira striking. You gotta think too is Alex has amazing stamina. When he went against Roundtree at Utah, you know, that's, was it Salt Lake? You know, that's very high. You saw Roundtree, he was dying, and Pereira just looked the same.
And Pereira was supposedly sick that week too. So
bro.
This should not.
Wasn't like short notice too.
It's short notice and everything. Yeah.
So I know, I definitely see Alex just keeping the distance, and like I said, if Magomed lets him do those leg kicks, after a while, I feel like he's not going to be able to shoot after just taking so much of those leg kicks.
That's true.
And then if he tries to get close, I see Alex just piecing him up. Basically like what he did to Roundtree. You know, I can see it probably going to this third, fourth round. And I can see either third or fourth is when Alex will pick him apart and knock him out. And another thing is his stone face. Like, the thing with it's, you know, it might not seem like a big thing, but Alex's poker face,
that is true.
Is impeccable. Is he never changes a single facial feature, even if you can't tell if he's tired, mad, sad, happy, and I can tell that's probably one of the most intimidating things you can see in the fight. And I can definitely tell that's going to be a big thing. And once he tells that Nakaman's broken, he's going to start picking him apart and finishing him. And that's, like I said, it's either going to be the third or fourth round. Other than that, I think it will be decision. And I can definitely, like I said, if Pereira wins this, I don't think he'll fight Jones. I want to see him fight Aspinall. Like I said, so many people, you know, want Jones and Aspinall to fight, and the others want Jones and Alex to fight. Personally, I would rather see Alex and Jones fight. And honestly, I feel like if Alex does good in this fight, does good showing, you know, he's good at defending the wrestling and the grappling, I think they should put him with Aspinall after this. Because I'll be honest, I think the biggest thing with that, Alex and Aspinall is the ground game. Because like I said, Aspinall, total ground dude, you know, you see what he does. And I feel like if Alex shows us that he can hang with these, you know, wrestlers and these grapplers and still, you know, beat them. I can perfectly see Dana putting Alex and Aspinall, and whoever wins that will fight Jones.
All right, that pretty much does it for this video, guys. Let us know who you guys got for UFC 313. Do you think Alex is going to keep his belt? Do you think Justin Gaethje is going to retire? Who do you guys got?
Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and to share this video with a friend. But yeah.